Hey everyone, it's Brittney from The Pretty Plus, and today, as you can probably see by the title, I am talking all about my 2020 no spend, basically a year with less, and so I thought I would just explain myself. I've been thinking a lot lately about how much stuff I have, how much I've enjoyed the last year of simplifying my life, and trying to figure out a way that I could continue that into this year. Things still need simplified. I still have a lot of things that I'm trying to get rid of, selling online, just streamlining processes and stuff like that throughout my house. However, I had this idea come to my mind when I was thinking about things and being mindful and thinking about 2020, and I decided that I wanted to do a year of no spending. So I have notes here because I don't want to forget things that I'm trying to explain to you. Yes, the whole premise of this video is to explain to you my year of no spending and what that's going to look like, or what my plan is looking like. So first off, I had that time where I thought about it and I was like, that's such a good idea. And then I was like, surely people have done this. Like, a lot of people have probably done this, especially in the minimalist community, I would assume, in the budgeting community, that people have tried to go a year without spending money on frivolous things. So I typed it into Google and I typed it into YouTube, and I found a lot of different people who were doing it. And I found some books on the matter, and the one that really stuck with me that I read in less than 24 hours was A Year with Less by Kate Flanders. I could really relate to Kate because she had just gone through a time where she was paying off debt. She went from working in a corporate setting to ending up with working in more a freelance setting, which I'm not planning on doing that, but I do work in freelance as well. And she also talks about addiction, which I've never been addicted to substances. That's not something that I have experienced. However, I do have a brother who's addicted to drugs. So I know about the pain that addiction can have on your family, as well as I have some addictions. We all do, right? I have a food addiction, we could say. I have gone through my life with really looking for my next meal, and I just thought that the way that she related the spending with getting rid of her addiction was really, really interesting. I will link the book for you below. I read it for free as a library download, which, if you have a library card, there are ways to read ebooks. Another frugal hack while we're at it. So I did that, and yeah, it took me less than 24 hours to read it all. It was a great read. So I already had the idea, but hearing how she implemented her plan helped me to come up more with my plan, because then I could hear things that she came up against and decide, yeah, that could probably be something that I might come up against as well. What would I do if that happened? And that helped me to form my plan better. So I highly suggest reading that book if you're interested in trying to spend less. So what does my plan look like? The overview for my no spend 2020 is that I'm not spending any money on clothing, accessories, makeup, or shoes for myself. Basically anything that I already have that I would really just be wanting that next coolest thing. That's what I'm not spending my money on. I'm still going to be doing mindful spending for our house and for our baby. Obviously, I'll be doing grocery shopping. I'll still be doing those hauls. And I have an infant. She's growing, and she will probably need clothes or shoes or things like that. So I'll still be doing mindful spending for her, and for even Brett if he needs something or is just really wanting something. We'll talk about it and be mindful about the purchase. But as for myself and my things, I'm trying to no spend, and then just being more mindful within the spending for Clara and for our home. probably could go the whole year without buying any decor for our home. We don't buy that much anyway, but as for things like that, just trying to be mindful. Another stipulation is that I sometimes do resale. So if I find a really nice piece in a thrift store, or my husband finds it and says it would be good for me to resell because I do modern clothing, he does more vintage clothing, then I still plan on keeping that side hustle up. My husband has taught me some about flipping shoes, so if there's a really cool release, it's kind of a chance that you get it anyway. But just this last month, I flipped a few pair of shoes and made, I don't know, like $600 or $700 from the few pair that I flipped. And so that's really nice. That's something that I consider a side hustle and not necessarily purchasing for myself, because I don't keep it. I get rid of it almost as quickly as I purchase it. And the fourth stipulation type of thing is that replacements are okay, but only on an as-needed basis. So something I think about is like underwear. They can get pretty gross, or they can get holes in them. If I need them, then I can purchase them. Bras, sometimes, ladies, you know, the underwire snaps and then your bra is donezo. So if I need to repurchase bras, things like that, I will do that and not feel bad about it. I don't want to be like walking around with a wire shoving in my armpit all year just because it broke and I'm refusing to spend my money. That's not what this is about. It's about becoming more mindful of the spending that I'm doing. And if I need a replacement of something, then of course I can do it. But if I say I have a favorite sweatshirt and it gets a huge stain across the front, I have probably 7 or 8 other sweatshirts. One of them can be my new favorite. I don't need to go replace that one. Another thing I thought of is I like to wear a lot of plain like white or black t-shirts. If something happens and my white t-shirt gets a huge stain on it and it's my only white t-shirt, then I would consider replacing that if I'm feeling that I miss it. If I'm feeling like I can do this, I don't need it right now, it may be something that I feel, if it happens, say it happens in January or February, I'm like, I don't need a white t-shirt. And then come like July, August, and it's hot outside and white is more practical, I may replace something like that. Hole in a work pant, I pretty much have a few other pairs of work pants that I can wear, but say for some reason all of them do that, then if I'm starting to not fit into clothing, yeah, I'll cross that bridge when I get there, but I'm hoping that my clothes will stay fitting, or at least be too big instead of too small, so that I can, you know, kind of make adjustments as I go. The fifth thing is continued support and partnerships with local boutiques and stores that I've already been working with. A lot of them give me a stipend. They say, here's $100, you can spend it at our store, and I may see like 3 shirts that equal $125. I will continue to support those boutiques who've continued to support me. So I may have some spending that is a little over. I'll try to like recap it as I can. But I'm lucky in the sense that I do get free things, so it's not, it's kind of hard to explain. I get free things, but if you were to look at me like 3 or 4 years ago versus now, I was taking everything that came my way 3 or 4 years ago. And a company would be like, I want to send you this new skincare you've never heard of. I'd be like, yes, great, send it. Now it's like, no, I'll know the skincare I do like, and if I want to try something, I'm not going to wait for them to send it to me. I'm just going to make the purchase consciously. And the same goes with clothing. I know that there are brands that are fine brands. If you like them, you like them, but they're not for me, and they're willing to send clothing to just anyone. Not my thing. So I prefer to keep my sponsored content that's local. I prefer to keep that going, those relationships, which may mean that I need to invest monetarily in them, but it also, for me, is investing in a friend's business growing instead of just buying to buy. And it'll also help to keep up with my blog. YouTube, Instagram side hustle that I'm getting as well, to have a few pieces to share that are fresh and in or on trend that I can recommend. I hope that explains it. So if you see something new on me, just ask. Ask what happened or how, or did I find it in the back of my closet, or am I supporting someone? I'll usually let you know, but just in case you're wondering, I am going to continue to support those partnerships that I've already established. And if that means monetary wise, then so be it. I'm not taking this no spend as in I'm only going to eat from home and I'm only going to purchase like 4 meals for us to have continually throughout the year. We're still going to go out to dinners. We have it budgeted in. I still may stop for coffee, but I'm trying to go a year without Starbucks. I found that I was spending way too much money at Starbucks, and the coffee really isn't even that great. I found a few local coffee shops, one near where I work, one near where I live, that if I really am wanting to go coffee, I can grab it from there. It makes me feel better to support a smaller business than to spend my hard-earned money at a corporation that typically doesn't care that much about me. And that's just a personal choice for me in this year with how I'm going to be focusing on being content. It doesn't mean I hate Starbucks, because I love a good latte, and their breakfast sandwich, the Gouda one, is one of my favorite meals out ever. It's just something that I'm challenging myself to do, to be more conscious of where I'm spending my money and how I'm spending my money. Then hopefully in 2021, I can say, you know what, I found out this is when I want Starbucks, and like I like it, and there's a purpose for it, versus, I'm passing a Starbucks, I'm gonna go in. So that's what I'm hoping to accomplish with that. And then after all that's said and done, I just want to remind myself and let you guys know that my main why am I doing this, is because this year, in 2020, my word of the year is contentment. I want to focus on being content with the things that I have, and having that sustainability with using what I have and actually using it, instead of it just sitting there because I'm so focused on getting the next best thing, that I just want to have that contentment. I just want to feel that pressure release of always being on the search for something more when I have everything I could need at my house. I have my family, I have some things that I already really love, I have clothing that I love, I have accessories that I love, and I have not been using them as much as I should because I've been on that search for the next best thing. So 2020 for me is a year of contentment, commitment, sustainability, and just realigning my core values, because that's what I'm feeling lately. And that's come so far, like almost 10 years ago was when I was first posting, and it was hauls. Everything I could get my hands on, I wanted to just consume everything around me, and now it's just I want to live and feel a pressure release, a bit more simplicity, and a hell of a lot more contentment. So if you're interested in joining me on this 2020 no spend, I would love that, because I'm gonna need a huge support group and an army rallying around me to tell me you do not need those shoes, or you already have a necklace that looks just like that. I would love for your support in any way possible, but if you're interested in joining me on the 2020 no spend, be sure to message me. You can message me at the Pretty Plus on Instagram. That would be the easiest and the most likely that I'll see it. You can hashtag 2020 no spend. That's the hashtag I'm going to be using. I'm sure other people will be using it, because I'm sure other people will be, that I don't know, out here in the internet space, will be starting a 2020 no spend. But even if they are, I'd like to see their hashtags too and the things that they're sharing. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Consider some sort of no spend with me, even if it's just January. And thank you so much already for the support that I know that you're going to lend me. Have a good day, guys. Bye.